Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank you guys so much for joining us on this particular story. It's a really quick story, but I wanted to talk about this individual that you see on my screen. I don't want y'all to feel bad if I disparage this individual that you see on my screen by the name of Leon Arnold, who looks like he could be a slow cousin of Fabulous, F-O-B-O-L-O-U-S. That boy looked like somebody took a pellet gun and shot him right in the eyeball. But if you hear about what he is arrested for doing, you won't feel bad for me talking crazy about this individual. Law enforcement authorities in Louisiana, of course, another story out of Louisiana, they take the L. The boot takes another L for this story. Law enforcement Thursday evening arrested a man with a history of abusing his children. A history of abusing his children. Let me give y'all the website called lawandcrime.com. Shout out to you guys. A history of abusing children. And he was allowed to be around children. But let me tell you guys a story. A history with abusing his children in connection with the death of his infant son. Investigators say the son suffered severe brain injuries and numerous bone fractures at the hands of his father, according to several local news outlets. He beat a newborn baby to death. He already had a history of abusing children. So one would have to ask, if you did a simple background check, why would you turn around? Like, what is so attractive about this dude? Let me see if I can get a different photo, a little bit more of a clearer photo. Which one of you ladies in my chat is attracted to this dude? Which one of y'all think this man is attractive? Huh? Which one of y'all women in this chat, if this man were free and clear, would want to date this dude with a face that looks like that, with an eyeball that looks like that? Huh? I'm just curious, because there has to be some women out there who think that this man is so attractive that they wanted to make a baby with this MFer. If you just did a simple background check, why is he even out of prison? I don't know. If you have a history of abusing children, why would you even let somebody like that out of jail? Because you're abusing children that can't speak for themselves, nor can they defend themselves against the tyranny of their caretakers. Those are the type of people that should never get out of jail. Why are we locking people up over marijuana? Why is that even a thing? Why was that ever a thing? When we could have put the focus on people murdering and abusing children. Babies' lives matter, like the t-shirt says. Our priorities in America are so messed up. According to a report from the Baton Rouge newspaper, The Advocate, officers with the Baton Rouge Police Department responded to a call about an unresponsive infant inside of a house on the 8900 block of Thelma Street on August the 14th. That was very recent. First responders entered the home to discover that the infant, who was born in June, a couple months ago, was not breathing and rushed him by way of an ambulance to a local hospital. The news reported that EMS paramedics managed to revive the boy momentarily while en route to the hospital, but he was pronounced dead shortly after being admitted. This baby boy was so strong that it almost survived. I would love to have reported this story that this baby survived. That nothing would have made my heart more happy. But unfortunately, this baby's body just could not take it. Could not take all of the abuse that this fool did to this baby. He was in the care of his father, Leon Arnold, who was 36 years 36 years old. At the time, officers arrived at the home. Medical personnel at the hospital said that the infant had suffered extensive brain damage and was covered with bruises with what appeared to be Before I read this sentence, I have to warn you guys, if you cannot handle these details, then you might need to exit the video. This is going to really mess you up. Are you ready? Here we go. The baby's body was covered in bruises and what appeared to be fresh cigarette burns. Fresh cigarette burns on this newborn baby's chest and stomach. That's not like this man snapped all of a sudden. That's torture. This man tortured this baby. Cigarette burns, bruising, and broken bones all over the damn place. Hashtag, where's the biological mother? I want to know who the biological mother is of this baby. They didn't put no pictures of this baby out there. You know why they didn't? Because they know that somebody like me, like the AFC, we're going to be able to find out who the mom is, and we're going to be able to point the blame where it really belongs. The blame really belongs at the mother. We already know that this is a thug lion. We already know that there's a special place in hell for this stupid ass idiot. We know that this man deserves to be in front of a firing squad. He should have never been given an opportunity to be around any children, ever. If you look his record up, if lawandcrime.com can find out that this man has a history of abuse with children, why couldn't the mom do a simple background check and find out, oh, I probably shouldn't be having children by this man, let alone leaving my children with this man alone. And you know how I know that the mom left this baby with this man alone? Because if she was there and knew about the abuse, then mom would be arrested too. So mom better sit on that perch and say, yeah, I left this baby alone with this man. Because if you didn't, then that means that you knew about this abuse. So be mindful of that whenever you tell your story. Not only do you have unprotected sex with this man who already had a large, extensive history with abusing children, you make a baby with that type of dude, but yet we continue to ignore the good men who go out there and work hard, who have a good heart, who don't have a history, who aren't drug dealers, who aren't thugs, men who are out there going out and doing the right thing, but those type of men get ignored all the time. Why is it that those type of men aren't the ones having all these women throwing all the panties at them? It's always the niggas who ain't shit who get all the panty draws thrown at them. It's always the dudes who don't and should not be in the black community, shouldn't even be living, shouldn't even be on planet Earth. They're always the ones who get all the sex. Isn't that something? Medical personnel at the hospital say that this baby had cigarette burns all over his body. The baby also reportedly had a broken tailbone and multiple rib fractures in multiple stages of healing. I'm sure that's what they meant to say, which indicated that he had been repeatedly physically abused. Why is it the mother, the biological mother, being arrested? Repeatedly physically abused, which means that this baby had multiple injuries that were in various states of healing. So that means that the mother ignored all of these injuries to this baby. Let's get the mother's name up here. Let's get the mother arrested too. Do an investigation on that, Louisiana. Don't sweep that under the rug. I visit Louisiana too much and too often to let this story go without y'all doing a proper investigation and finding out if this baby had extensive injuries. Then that means that the mom should have known. The mom also should have known that she took her child to the thug zoo and let her baby boy play with the thug lion. Why is she not being held accountable? Why is her face and her name not being plastered all over the news, being under investigation and being arrested? The pathologist indicated that these injuries are consistent with being beaten or struck against a hard object. The arrest report, a copy of which was obtained by the news. Almost every rib in the rib cage of this baby had fractures in various stages of healing. Mom should have known. Mom didn't care. Mom should be arrested. An autopsy report also indicated that the child suffered blunt force trauma to the head, brain bleeding, and signs of being shaken violently back and forth. The manner of death was determined to be a homicide. Following his baby son's death, police interviewed the father. He reportedly told investigators that he had put the infant down for a nap by laying him on his stomach. The father was ultimately taken into custody on charges of first-degree murder. Get him out of here. Where's the death penalty when you need it? Hell is not full yet. We got plenty of space in hell for baby murderers and abusers. The police report also noted that guy, Arnold, had previously been charged with 1 count of second-degree cruelty to juveniles after his then 1-month-old daughter was hospitalized with a broken femur and fractures to her skull in 2010. Y'all hear that? This man don't deserve to breathe another moment on this earth. In the daughter's case, Arnold initially denied having any knowledge that the girl sustained injuries. He later told investigators that he had picked her up and accidentally dropped her, causing her head to collide with his knee on the way down. He told police that before his daughter hit the ground, he reached down and caught her by the leg, which was what he said likely caused her broken leg. Oh my goodness. But wait, guys, there's more. There's more. In 2014, he pleaded, 4 years later, he pleaded guilty to cruelty to a juvenile and was sentenced to 10 years in prison with credit for nearly 4 years he had already been behind bars. But these type of dudes, these type of niggas get all the pussy. Isn't that something? He was released the next year after serving less than half of his sentence due to good behavior. He was reportedly arrested again in 2016 after allegedly using a baseball bat to attack another man, but those charges were later dropped and the case was dismissed. The Baton Rouge Police Department did not immediately respond to an email from the news seeking additional details in that case. Let me give you guys a fair usage. Let's get it.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
All right, let's get it.
Say this man is behind bars. A connection with the death of a 3-month-old Leon Arnold was supposed to be watching the toddler last week when police say they were notified that the child was found unresponsive. Police say the 3-month-old was found with severe brain injuries and burn marks.
And guys, I did not cut that video early. That was what I found on the news website. That's all they put up. And then they were so quick to get past this story that they cut it off right in the middle of telling the damn story, which is only about 30 seconds long. This story is not being featured on YouTube, anywhere else that I know of besides our channel. Why can't this baby get some justice? Why can't the world know what this man did? Why is the mother not being brought up on charges, especially when the baby had various states of healing? That shows that is an extensive amount of time that the mother had opportunities to see that her baby was being abused. There's still plenty of space in hell, and this man don't need more jail time. He needs hell time. There's a special place in hell for this SOB, and he don't need to be in our society ever again. But I think the mother needs to be investigated and arrested. I love to see more charges, and I love to bring you guys a new news update, because if you don't start holding the people accountable for taking their children to play with the thugs, then guess what's going to continue to happen? Child abuse. It's going to continue to happen because they're not learning from their mistakes. So we have to start as a society holding these people accountable. So I thank you guys so much for listening to this story with an open mind and an open heart. I would love to say RIP to the baby. We don't even have a name. We don't have a picture. We don't have nothing. But to that soul, to that baby, RIP. We need to get him out of our society, and he needs to suffer the fullest penalty under law. I'm DJ Just Jay with the AFC, where we advocate for children first. From my heart to yours, I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for listening. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. So we hope to bring you guys more updates on this story as well as others, okay? You have a great day. Have a great night. Peace.